Randolph, okay na tayo. Good morning, everyone. We now call this meeting to order for the pre-bid conference for the three projects published last March 6 to 12, 2024. Before we proceed, may I ask the back secretary to check the attendance and determine the quorum.
Good morning, everyone. We would like to acknowledge the presence of the following members of the BAC. We have Maria Cristina Itacardon, BAC Chairperson, Grace B. Chua, BAC Vice Chairperson, Jaime P. Baqueran, BAC Member, Lorito C. Balinya Jr., BAC Member, Clint Kevin Filipino, BAC Provisional Member, Darius M. Mercado, BAC Provisional Members. With 4 regular member and 2 member present and 2 provisional members, we have a quorum. We also acknowledge the presence of PACSEC and TWG, Randolph E. Aquino, Fatima D. Miguel, Elmer G. Silao, Charlotte B. Diaz, yours truly. That is for attendance for today, Madam.
Sec. We will proceed with the pre-bid conference proper. First, I will be discussing the brief basic construction data. And afterwards, Engineer Filipino will be discussing the requirements of bidding documents, documents to be submitted by the contractor and timelines. And afterwards, we'll be having the questions and comments from the bidders. So, for first agenda, the brief basic construction data. First project is ID number 24050085. Construction Rehabilitation of Road, Barangay Talon, Piñas City. Duration of 120 calendar days and ABC of 17,819,848 pesos and 19 centavos. The major work category for this project is roads, rehabilitation. Next project, ID number 24OI0086, construction of road and drainage, Barangay Pilar, Las Pinas City. Duration of 20 calendar days, ABC of 2,969,994 pesos and 27 centavos. Major work categories: flood control, construction, drainage, closed and open conduits. Third project, ID number 24OI0087. Construction of multipurpose building, Greenview, Barangay Pamplona, LasPinas City. Duration of 120 calendar days, ABC 6,929,989 pesos and 52 centavos. Major work categories: construction without piles, low rise, concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. Engineer Kevin.
Good morning. Here are the requirements of bidding documents. For the technical documents, the following must be submitted by the prospective bidders. PhilJEP's Certificate of Registration and Membership based on GPPB Resolution Number 15-2021. Not yet enrolled in the CWA, the following must be submitted: PCAB license and registration, statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, SLCC, NFCC computation statement of total assets and total liabilities, and joint venture agreement if applicable. Next is the bid security using Form DPWH Infra 10, 11, or 12 revised. For the project requirements, the following must be included in the bid: duly initialed organizational chart for the contract using Form DPWH Infra 13, duly initialed contractors list of key personnel for the contract using Form DPWH Infra 14, duly initialed list of contractors' major equipment using Form DPWH Infra 15, and sworn statement under RA 9184 IRR Section 25.2B using Form DPWH Infra 16 revised. And for the additional requirement, the preliminary examination of technical proposal form or checklist must be included. For the financial documents, the following must be included in the bid: duly signed bid form, duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities using forms DPWH Infra 17 and 18, duly initial detailed estimates including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used, duly initialed cash flow by quarter using form DPWH Infra 19, and for the additional requirement, the preliminary examination of financial documents form or checklist. For the documents to be submitted by the contractor, the bidding requirements: The bidding for the project shall be governed by all the provisions of RA number 9184 and its 2016 revised IRR, including its generic procurement manual and associated policies, rules, and regulations as the primary source thereof, while the herein clauses shall serve as the secondary source thereof. Any amendments made to the IRR and other GPPB issuances shall be applicable only the ongoing posting, advertisement, or invitation to bid by the BAC through the issuance of a supplemental or bid bulletin. The bidder, by the act of submitting its bid, shall be deemed to have inspected the site, determined the general characteristics of the contracted work, and the conditions for this project, such as the location and the nature of the work, climatic conditions, transportation facilities, nature and condition of the terrain, geological conditions at the site, communication facilities, requirements, location, and availability of construction aggregates and other materials, labor, water, electric power and access roads, and other factors that may affect the cost, duration, and execution or implementation of the contract, project, or work, and examine all instructions, forms, terms, and project requirements in the bidding documents. Who are the eligible bidders? Only bids of bidders found to be legally, technically, and financially capable will be evaluated. The bidder must have an experience of having completed a single largest completed contract or SLCC that is similar to the project, equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC adjusted, if necessary, by the bidder to current prices using the PSA CPI, except under conditions provided for in Section 23.4.2.4 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184. A contract is considered to be similar to the contract to be bid if it has the major categories of work stated in the BDS. The bidder shall comply with the eligibility criteria under Section 23.4.2 of the 2016 IRR of RA number 9184. For the clarification and amendment of bidding documents, prospective bidders may request for clarification on and/or interpretation of any part of the bidding documents. Such requests must be in writing and received by the procuring entity, either at its given address or through electronic mail indicated in the IB, at least 10 calendar days before the deadline set for the submission and receipt of bids. For the documents comprising the bid, the first is the eligibility and technical components. The first envelope shall contain the eligibility and technical documents of the bid, specified in Section 9, Checklist of Technical and Financial Documents. A valid PCAB license is required, and in case of joint ventures, a valid special PCAB license and registration for the type and cost of the contract for this project. Any additional type of contractor license or permit shall be indicated in the BDS. A list of contractors' key personnel, example project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, safety officer, and foremen assigned to the contract to be bid, with their complete qualification and experience data shall be provided. These key personnel must meet the required minimum years of experience set in the BDS. A list of contractors' major equipment units, which are owned, leased, and/or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project, the case may be, must meet the minimum requirements for the contract set in the BDS. For the documents comprising the bid, financial component. The second bid envelope shall contain the financial documents for the bid as specified in Section 9, Checklist of Technical and Financial Documents. Any bid exceeding the ABC indicated in paragraph 1 of the IB shall not be accepted. For the bid security, the bidder shall submit a bid securing declaration or any form of bid security in the amount indicated in the BDS, which shall be not less than the percentage of the ABC in accordance with the schedule in the BDS. The bid and the bid security shall be valid 120 calendar days after opening of bids. Any bid not accompanied by an acceptable bid security shall be rejected by the procuring entity as non-responsive. For the sealing and marking of bids, each bidder shall submit one copy of the first and second components of its bid. The procuring entity may request additional hard copies and/or electronic copies of the bid. However, failure of the bidders to comply with the said request shall not be a ground for disqualification. If the procuring entity allows the submission of bids through online submission to the given website or any other electronic means, the bidder shall submit an electronic copy of its bid. An electronic copy that cannot be opened or is corrupted shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. For the opening and preliminary examination of bids, the BAC shall open the bids in public at the time, on the date, and at the place specified in paragraph 9 of the IB. The bidders' representatives who are present shall sign a register evidencing their attendance. In case the bids cannot be opened as scheduled due to justifiable reasons, the rescheduling requirements under Section 29 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184 shall prevail. Section 30 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184 shall govern the preliminary examination of bids. For the detailed evaluation and comparison of bids, the procuring entity's BAC shall immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all the bids rated pass using non-discretionary pass or fail criteria. The BAC shall consider the conditions in the evaluation of bids under Section 32.2 of 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184. Section 32.2.1 of 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184 states that the BAC shall immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria and considering the following: completeness of the bid. Unless the instructions to bidders specifically allow partial bids, bids not addressing or providing all the required items in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. In this regard, where a required item is provided, but no price is indicated, the same shall be considered as non-responsive, but specifying a zero or a dash for the said item would mean that it is being offered for free to the government, except those required by law or regulations to be provided for. For the post-qualification, within a non-extendable period of 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice, from the BAC that is submitted the lowest calculated bid, the bidder shall submit its latest income and business tax returns filed and paid through the BIR electronic filing and payment system, and other appropriate licenses and permits required by law and stated in the BDS. For our timelines, the last day of clarification or query is on March 16, 2024, which is 10 days before the deadline of receipt of bid. For the deadline of receipt of bid, it's at 8 a.m. of March 26, 2024, and for the opening of bids, it's at 9 a.m. of March 26, 2024.
Thank you, Engineer Kevin. We now open the session to questions and clarifications from the prospective bidders. May I request the Secretariat to read questions generated online if there's any? Having no more questions, may I remind everyone that the opening of bids for these projects is on March 26, 2024 at LPMDEO conference room to be aired via YouTube Live through LPMDEO or DPWH LasPinas-MuntinlupaDEO Procurement Livestream. This pre-bid conference is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.